named Houston, and I'm back with another pickup. This time it's from Poshmark, and I picked up these Rising Sun 12s for $25. And I've been looking for a pair of these for a while, so I was happy to find them. But for the price being so low, they're pretty messed up. And what I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna restore them. But that's gonna be the second video I do on these. This video is just to show you what I picked up and the condition that they're currently in before I do any work to them. So let me go ahead and show you. This is how they came out the box. All I did to them was wash them, because I hate dirty shoes, especially when you get them from when they're pre-owned and you don't know who's been wearing them or where they've been. So I washed them maybe 3 or 4 times by hand, but they still got this weird moldy smell to them, mainly inside the shoe here and under the soles here. Now when I got them, their sole separation was from here all the way around and all the way up the back. It was just attached to this part here. So I went ahead and detached the whole thing. So I detached all the soles, so I'm going to show you everything. And I guess somebody tried to restore these and they went ham with the white paint. And all of this was covered with white. I used a Q-tip with some rubbing alcohol just to get it off of there, because I'm going to be stripping everything down. I'm going to acetone all the inside out. Like, there's literally no glue left. It's just straight up rubber. But there's a little bits around the edges here. Like around here, there's a bunch of glue stuck there. Let me see if I can get a focus in on that. So you can see there's a lot of glue there. And especially in this area here. It looks like they try to use that cobbler's glue that it looks like an orangish yellow color. And that's not really the best glue for Jordans. You want to stick to stuff that's pretty much clear, because it will seep out over the top if you put too much of it. And it'll be like this. You can see how it clumps up, and it's pretty messy. That's pretty much why I stick to barges. And I'm about to try that Angela's clear glue. I'm gonna see how that works on this one. I'm about to go purchase that right now. You see the back, they painted white over the 23. They did paint over the midsole here. You can see it there. So here's the inside. You can see more of that glue there, what I was talking about. It's got that color there. The zoom air comes out of here. And I washed all this, but it still smells pretty bad, like mold or mildew or something. I think what happened is some moisture got up in there. They just never bothered to clean them or anything. So I'm gonna throw these in the washing machine with a bunch of detergent to get the smell out of it. And you can see here, look at all that glue there. So what I'm gonna have to do is get a Dremel tool and get all of that out, because you gotta remove everything before you put new glue in there, or it won't stick. Like when you stick it on it, it'll just come off, and you'll see like almost like a spider web effect of the glue. That means that it wasn't prepped correctly. So I'm gonna use a sanding stone and a Dremel tool and get all this off. Yeah, so that's pretty much why you want to stick to using clear glue. You can see it there, how it's not the correct glue for this shoe. That's like contact, some kind of, I think it's like the glue that they use for PVC pipes and stuff like that. It's not made for polyurethane and foam material like this. So the top part here, you can pretty much see how they caked on all that paint. And this is why you want to do light coats. Because if you just cake it on and do heavy coats, it'll look like this. It looks really sloppy. Look how they went over the threading. The holes get filled up, they're not, and it's extremely glossy. Yeah, so this is what you want to avoid, especially when you're painting with white paint, because it's going to take at least 10 to 12 coats to get it done correctly with light coats. And you can see here how it looks like they just painted it on there. Try and focus in on it. You can see it. You can see it now. This looks like it was extremely yellowed. And they just did it like a quick fix, I guess. Look at the front there. All this is gonna have to be removed with the Dremel tool as well. There's a piece of the foam material. I'm gonna have to cut that off of there. You can see the dry glue here. And I really hate this glue too. It's really hard to get rid of it, but I have to do it. It's still sticky, but it doesn't work as good as it should on Jordans. There's inside the other side of the shoe here, you can see it more. And I cleaned some of the inside. It still got paint all on the top here. It had a bunch of paint here on the top. I removed as much of it as I could. I still need to do some more. Here as well, it was all white up here. And the white was here on the Jumpman too. It was like half of his leg was white. So I'm gonna have to acetone all this paint off of here and redo it. We got some rips in the leather. I'm gonna repair that. So that's the right shoe. The left shoe is pretty much the same. This one's got a rip in the sole there. So I'm gonna glue this before I do anything else. You see more of the paint there. This is one of the 23s. I was taking the paint off of this one. Got most of it off. You can see where the paint was just by looking at that there. And all of this was white up here. Again, I got some Q-tips and some rubbing alcohol got in between there. Remove the white paint from this. I mean, overall the condition is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You can see, I think most of the damage is right here on this midsole part. And this is the reason why we say when you're using a heat gun, don't put it in one place too much, because this is what'll happen. It'll melt the midsole. And the best way to describe it is like when you put a marshmallow and like when you heat up a marshmallow, it gets gooey. Well, that's what happens with the midsoles. They do the same thing as that. So what I'm gonna do is glue this part here first, and then the back part, and then heat this up and straighten it out so it'll be correctly, because it has like a lump in it. So I'm gonna have to straighten that out. But the heat gun just melted. You could massage it back to the shape that it used to be. So that's what I'm gonna do there. And pretty much fix the tongue. This one has more damage on it than the other one, but I know how to repair that. I got a leather repair kit. I can take care of that. This one's got the same thing pretty much, just caked on paint. So I got the paint off of this too. These were painted white, and while I was scrubbing it, the paint just came off of there. I think this one you can still see some of the paint there. Yeah, you can still see it there. Yeah, most of that paint came out just by the hard brush I was using. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on these. I just wanted to show you what I picked up. And I think it's a pretty good deal for 25 bucks. For these, because I've been trying to get my hands on a pair of these for the longest. So let me explain again. This video is just to show you what I picked up. The shoe I picked up. And I think the next video is gonna be me finishing the restoration. I'm gonna restore it back to stock. And then the third video is gonna be a custom I'm gonna do on these. And that's going to be a pretty good one, because just by looking at it, I can see a bunch of ideas I have already. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video, just showing you what I picked up. So I look forward to doing the restoration and showing you the finished product on that video. And then I'll get more into the custom I got in mind. So just stay tuned, and I'll get back. Let me get back to work, because I want to take my time and do this one. I think it may take another month to finish, but we'll see. I'm gonna take my time with it and do it right. So I'll see you on the next one. All right, my name's Houston, and this is not a pickup, a shoe that I had already picked up. This is gonna be more of a restoration video. And what I'm going to be doing is, well, I've already been working on these, taking layer after layer of paint off of these, and there's still a lot more to go. So that's what I've been doing for maybe the past 3 or 4 days. It's just removing this paint. There's just so much caked on there. And this too, on this patent leather, it had well, there weren't as much caked on paint, but it still was a pretty good amount. You can see that I got most of it off. And what I want to do is keep it back to the original state that it was in. Even though it's yellowed, I want to leave it like that for now. And if I get another pair in better condition, I'll keep those, and I'll do a custom on these. But like I said, it depends on if that happens or not, if I'm able to get another pair of these in better condition. And that's the right shoe. The left shoe has a lot more work that needs to be done to them. You can see here, it's been giving me trouble getting this paint off of here. It doesn't want to come off. So I'm thinking about using some Dad's Easy Spray and just wiping it on there, see if it'll get it off of there. But the problem with the uppers is the amount of paint stuck in where the threading is. I don't know if you can see that, but it makes it look really sloppy, and it's hard getting that paint out of there. So that's what's been slowing me down these last couple of days, is getting that paint out from in there. Because when you wipe it down with the acetone, it just builds up in the middle of there, and it's hard getting a little scraper down in there to get it out of there. And the next problem is this glue here. I used the Dremel tool, I used acetone and cotton balls, and it still doesn't get everything out of there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try using some Goof Off, because it eats up glue, and I'm gonna see if that works. And if that works, then this project will move along a lot smoother. Because I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and glue the midsole and outsoles together. But my glue's not here yet. I ordered it. It should be here in a couple of days. So when that's here, that's where we're going to pick up the next part of the video. Is after the glue arrives, and I'll show you how I'm going to glue this together. So just hang on. It'll be a minute, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I'm here using this new glue that I got called Angela's Shoe Clear Shoe Cement, because it didn't make sense for me to buy a thing of the Bard's cement, because it's like 35 bucks, and the can's really big, and I really don't need that much. And this one, I think it's like $9 or $10, and it's a little can. It's enough. You can do a couple pairs with it. You can do 3-4 pairs of repairs with this glue, and I'm using it on these. I got that glued down, the midsole, and I got the uppers done here. This one I'm not ready to do that yet, because I want to add the midsole first, because the shoe curves up, and I want to make sure the midsole fitment is aligned perfectly. So I had taped up the top here. I had tape all along there. I put the glue on there, some even coats on there. Took the tape off, because you don't want the tape on there when the glue is dried, because when you peel the tape off, it's going to peel off all the glue. So while the glue is still wet, remove the tape. So right now I'm just doing 15 minutes And I got the timer set right there at 13 minutes, but you'd have to wait 15 minutes for this glue. It's not like the barge cement where you just wait 5 minutes. This one takes takes longer to cure, I guess. But it is very strong. I used it on the carbon fiber plate under this one. Under the midsole there, I used that glue on there. And it stuck it immediately. As soon as I pressed them together, it was done. So, like I said, I recommend this glue. The only thing is the fumes that come off it are very strong. And I still smell it now, so if the camera is shaking or I start laughing uncontrollably or something, it's because of that glue right there. It's real strong. And I should have done this outside, but no matter, I'm just waiting for the time to run out so I can go ahead and finish these. These are the customs I'm working on. As you can see, I did implement the Japanese flag into it. I didn't want to do the whole shoe, so I just did like half of the back there. I still need to finish it. This is not completely done yet. I'm thinking about adding some stuff up here to the front. On the midsole, I did paint the red stripe goes, I guess, right there where that midsole is, and then I painted the front part of it black. So they look pretty good. It's kind of like that up there, like that one. So let me go ahead and get the let this glue get cured, and then I'll come back and show you what the shoe looks like after everything's been glued, and then we'll discuss more about the design pattern that I'm gonna use. So let me go ahead and finish up here. Alright, so I finally finished them. So here they are. And I went ahead and used the matte finisher on the red parts to make it glossy. So you can see it there. I left the white parts matte. And I like how it looks here, where it's half matte and half glossy. So I went ahead and did that on both sides, on both shoes. And I like how these turned out. They're pretty clean. But unfortunately, this shoe had a lot of damage to it. So you can see it there in the front. I had to use some filler on the inside of there because there was a huge gap right there from that old glue that I had to sand off of there. And I went ahead and fixed it with some filler, so the shoe's gonna hold up. They're stuck together. I got all the edges glued up and everything's good to go. It's not gonna come apart. Here's a look at the bottom. Everything's finished. I already tried these on. These things fit like a glove. They're pretty good. They're real comfortable, like most of the 12s are. And that's the left shoe. Here's the right one. You can see that gloss shining now. And really looking forward to wearing these outside. I want to see how they look in the sun. But this one too had some damage right here. There was a big piece of the rubber outsole missing there. So I used some shoe glue and filled it in. And then I hit it with the leather filler. Got everything patched up. Let me see if I can focus in. See, again, I had to fill in that huge gap that was there. A lot of the rubber piece was missing from the inside. So I went ahead and used that filler to fill in the gap and got its piece back together so it's not coming apart at all. So I pretty much rebuilt this whole shoe compared to what it used to look like when it was in pieces. Yeah, this one took me a while. I was doing it on and off because I had some other stuff going on. So anyway, that's just a look at these. Finally finished, and I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with them, since I got another pair of the all white ones. I may let these go, I'm not sure yet. So if you follow me on Poshmark or Depop, I might put them on there. For Mercari, I'm not sure. They're tripping right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna be using them anymore. But for sure, they'll be on Poshmark and Depop. So I'm put them pretty low too, maybe $50-$60. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and I'm gonna upload this video today. Tomorrow's Friday. I mean, tomorrow is Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, and my DHgate package is supposed to come in tomorrow. So depending on what time that package arrives, I'll do the video maybe Thursday night to Friday morning, and I'll upload it Friday for sure. So if you're subscribed to me, keep an eye out on that, and I'll go ahead and get up out of here. See y'all later, and catch you on the next